All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a huge shakeup that's coming to an industry most of us, well, we never really think about it, right? Waste management. But believe me, a perfect storm is brewing, and it could spell a massive opportunity for a very specific kind of company.
I mean, think about it. What does happen when a whole industry gets turned on its head basically overnight? It's a wild question, but it's not hypothetical. It's pretty much exactly what's about to go down in Ontario. You've got these three massive forces: regulation, economics, and new industry demands, all colliding at once. It's going to completely change the game. So let's unpack this.
Okay, get your calendars out. January 1st, 2026. This is the date. It's D-Day. It's when the old rulebook gets tossed in the bin and a whole new system kicks in. And trust me, for thousands and thousands of businesses, this date is a ticking time bomb.
All right, so let's start with the first big driver of this change. We'll call it the regulatory vacuum. Basically, a shift in the rules is about to create this huge gap in service, and it's going to leave a ton of businesses totally high and dry, scrambling to figure out what to do. Let's dig in. So this big new rule is called Extended Producer Responsibility, or EPR for short. And here's the gist. Starting in 2026, the companies that actually make the packaging, the boxes, the plastics, all that stuff, they're now on the hook for the entire Blue Box program. Not you, the taxpayer, them. This completely flips the script on who pays for what.
But here's where it gets really interesting. You see, we all think about our blue bins at home, right? That's the residential side. But look at this. That's only 40% of the waste. The vast majority, a whopping 60%, comes from what's called the ICI sector. That's industrial, commercial, and institutional. And this is where the real disruption is going to hit.
And here's the fallout. It's a pretty big deal. As the municipalities get out of the recycling game because of this new EPR rule, they're basically cutting off service to thousands of small businesses, schools, you name it. They're being called orphaned businesses. Suddenly, their recycling pickup is just gone. They have to find a private company to do it, especially for things like wood pallets, which aren't even part of the new Blue Box deal. You can see how this creates this enormous vacuum in the market.
Okay, so that's force number one. Now let's talk about the second piece of the puzzle, the economic squeeze. Because it's not just that these businesses are losing their service. It's also about to get way more expensive to just throw stuff in a landfill. The government is bringing in new fees that are designed to make it hurt financially.
And this is it. It's called the CIRCIL levy. It's a new charge on every single ton of that ICI waste that goes to the dump. And look how it ramps up. It starts at $10 a ton in 2026, but then it just keeps climbing year after year, all the way up to $60 a ton. All of a sudden, every single bin of waste has this growing tax bill attached to it.
And that changes everything, doesn't it? The key takeaway here is that recycling stops being just a nice thing to do for the environment. It becomes a straight-up financial necessity. It's smart business. We're talking about levy avoidance. Companies are going to be desperate to find ways to divert stuff like wood away from the landfill just to save money. That's a huge motivator.
All right, force number 3. This is where the story gets really good. So just as businesses are freaking out about what to do with all this wood waste that's now costing them a fortune to dump, a whole new industry pops up that is literally starving for that exact same material. The timing is just perfect.
See, Ontario is going big on something called the bioeconomy. We're talking about cutting-edge companies making things like biocoal or renewable natural gas. And for them to do their thing, they need one crucial raw material, a feedstock. And guess what it is? You got it, massive amounts of clean wood fiber.
And we're not talking small amounts here. The scale is just mind-blowing. Take just one company, Char Technologies. They need up to 180,000 tons of this stuff every single year. So all that wood waste that businesses were just trying to get rid of, suddenly it's not garbage anymore. It's gold.
Okay, but there's a catch. A logistics problem. Wood is light and bulky, right? It's not dense, so trying to move it around in regular 40-yard dumpsters is super inefficient and costs a fortune. The answer? You need specialized gear. We're talking huge 144-yard trailers with something called a walking floor that self-unloads. With these, you can haul massive amounts of wood directly from, say, a building site straight to the biorefinery, cutting out the middleman and saving a ton of cash.
So let's recap. You've got these three huge forces all hitting at the same time: a regulatory gap, a financial squeeze, and this brand new demand. It is a perfect storm, and sitting right in the middle of it all, at the very center, is a niche company that seems almost perfectly designed to solve everyone's problems.
Let me introduce you to 905 Wood. They've been around since 2010, based out of Hamilton. And as their name suggests, they operate right in the heart of Ontario's 9-5 industrial belt, which is ground zero for all of these changes we've been talking about.
And this is what makes them so different. Their secret sauce is a super lean, tech-first approach. They're using things like AI chatbots to handle quotes and customer questions automatically. That means they're basically on 24/7, but without all the massive administrative costs of their bigger competitors. For all those newly orphaned businesses that just need a fast, simple, affordable answer, this is a total game changer. It makes 905 Wood faster, nimbler, and cheaper than the big guys.
So let's put it all together. All these forces colliding, they're not just creating problems, they're actually carving out this incredibly unique opportunity in the market. And it seems like it's tailor-made for a smaller, specialized, and quick-on-its-feet company like 905 Wood.
And it looks like they know it because they've got a clear game plan. First part of 2026, go after all those orphan businesses with super simple flat rate pricing while everyone else is scrambling. Then, once that new CIRCIL tax hits, they pivot. They go to the construction guys and say, hey, give us your clean wood separately and you can avoid that new levy. It's a perfect 1-2 punch that directly solves the market's biggest new headaches.
So really, when you boil it all down, it's this. They've got the specialized equipment, those massive trailers, to feed the new bioeconomy. And they've got the lean, smart, AI-driven business model to scoop up that huge new market of commercial customers. It's just an absolutely perfect fit for the world we're about to enter in 2026. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? In an age where entire industries can get flipped upside down by these massive changes, maybe the biggest advantage isn't being the biggest fish in the pond. Maybe it's being small enough and smart enough to slip through the cracks and find opportunity where everyone else just sees chaos.